Howdy y'all, hello. Now, have you ever wondered how the hell rally cars and of course rally drivers piloting those cars, how they drive so fast in all these different terrains, especially when it comes to cold, snowy, almost icy terrain? I mean, they push 150, 180, up to 200 kilometers per hour on snow and ice, which you'd think of as the most dangerous and slippery surface. Blows my mind. We're going to be looking at kind of a shorter video diving into the tires, which tires tend to be the most honestly important part of a car when it comes to grip. Makes sense, right? Doesn't matter what the car looks like, sounds like, or how much power it's got. If you can't put it to the ground through the tires, what's the point? Comes to us from Hyundai Motorsport. It'll be linked in the description down below so you can check them out. Let's see what this is about.
So I wanted to share you some.
Oh my God, look at these. Those are wicked. Those are studs, aren't they? Of course they are. Wow.
Information about the tires. We are using Pirelli tire. As you can see, it's studded one.
Wow.
Here is a brand new tire with the golden color.
Oh, here's a brand new one. This one looks like it's used, possibly. You can see a little bit of wear and I guess you could say just debris on it. Wow.
Studs, and here is a used one, a very used one. New tire has 288 studs.
Jeez.
Made narrow.
Oh, look at some of the studs end up coming out, huh? 288.
Because it should give much more grip on icy and snowy surface. Actually, the more narrow the tire is, the better grip it gives. It's less cleaning effect. So
that's
this
true.
One, the outer pattern, supposed to clean the fresh snow as much as possible.
That's a good point because that's always been not really a debate, but an unknown thing in like the big, American truck community, right? These guys get shocked when their big, lifted, Chevy or Ram truck with their huge, aftermarket wheels and mud tires they bought doesn't perform so great and slides around in the snow. And they're thinking, well, I thought this thing could go through anything. Well, it actually has to do with a lot of stock trucks end up doing better because the tires are narrower. Narrow tires actually do much better in really low traction situations when it comes to snow. They kind of just dig in and cut through and get traction, whereas the big tires, they don't really clean well. They end up skating and getting packed up, and they skate over the surface, and you don't get any traction. You just sit there and spin. It's kind of funny. A lot of people don't know that, but this makes perfect sense. We have these awesome rally cars. You don't have big, fat tires on there for the snow. Look at how narrow these are.
And then straight blocks should give you precision. And with these tires, we basically only watch the wear. You don't have any compound differences, so it's same tire all the time. It's 7mm long stud. And as you can see over on this worn tire, first what we look after the stage, what we check is how rounded the stud is. So when there is gravel, it starts to get rounded, so you start to miss this small edge. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah,
I can.
Makes sense.
I'm still young, so I can see it. The second thing is if it starts to move. So especially when the tire gets warm, the stud starts to move. So these are the main topics what we are trying to check after the stages. We try to look after them. We also, one of the most important ideas is that you need to start the stage with as cold tires as possible, because like I said, when the block gets warm, the stud will start to move and fall down more easily. And then if the stud is like this and not like this, it doesn't give you the grip. So we will rotate the tires all the time in the car together with one spare wheel to have the best.
That's interesting, right? Because when it comes to typical circuit racing on a track, it's the opposite. You want warm tires, right? Because that warm tire, that hot tire is going to give you grip, whereas cold tires are going to behave a little bit erratically. This is the opposite. You actually want the cold tires because as they heat up and heat up and heat up, it's going to change basically the shape of the tire. It's going to get more inflated, of course, and it's going to change those studs to where they're actually not as effective or they could end up falling out.
Best possible tires.
Really interesting.
On the car. Normally the front tire is wearing more than the rear, so if we would end up this kind of situation that on the front we have really worn tire, on the rear we have very good condition tire, the car would be very much understeering. So I would cross the tires to put one good and one worn tire on the front and same on the rear. So then you have at least some balance, you have some turning.
Yeah.
Probably at least 2 of those tires will have some studs left in the end of the stage. These kind of things we are dealing with. If it's really icy and snowy.
It blows my mind that they drive that fast in snow. It is the coolest thing ever to watch, but oh my God, is that freaking scary.
The tire wear is nothing. But when the gravel comes, then the result is like this, and this will be the thing on second pass in Sweden as well.
Well, there it is. Tire science is always kind of fascinating in really any motorsport because in all the different motorsports, tire science is slightly different. This is really, really cool when it comes to rally because, of course, they have different scenarios, right? They have tarmac rallies. They have different sorts of gravel and muddy rallies. They have desert rallies. And then, of course, we have snowy rallies like this past very recently in Sweden. And I thought this is like a super interesting breakdown diving into. I like how they show the new versus like a used one. You can see the effects of the used one after a long time, right? Studs are missing. You can see the wheels beat up, right? I also like that they pointed out that they use narrow tires for the snow. It's one of those things like when I was younger, I would have thought, oh, the bigger the tire, the better. And there could be some truth to that, maybe on a dry surface, but on the snow, you don't want the big wide tire. You want the narrow tire. It might look funny at first, but it makes sense when you think about it. At the end of the day, it just proves how awesome rally is and how scientific it is and how much strategy goes into it, even between just keeping these tires healthy and rotating them and the whole 9 yards, right? It really is a marathon trying to go through all the stages and survive and get points and win. It is truly a really, really cool motorsport. It's why it's become my favorite. It's really like nothing else. Here's an article on studded tires. You can see like a regular tire and then the narrow studded tires. Pretty cool to see, actually. And by the way, when you compare the two, if you look at like a good winter tire, which are already awesome compared to regular car tires, but then you look at a winter tire versus an actual WRC studded rally tire on the same car at a snow handling circuit, it was almost 9 seconds faster than the winter tires. And then on another circuit, it was almost 20 seconds faster. So these things really make a difference. Proof that even on the same car, tires are everything. And there's the tires in question. They are Pirellis, right? Those are really freaking cool. I wonder if can you buy those? Suppose, right? I don't know if they're street legal anywhere. I have no idea how that works. If anyone wants to comment on that. That thing is pretty wicked, though, isn't it? Well, I found that very interesting. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to see what you have to say in the comments. And, of course, keep up the great suggestions. I hope you had an awesome weekend. And maybe I will see you here in the next one. It's about all I got for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.